Frankfurt-based Rothschild is a powerful banking dynasty. It is indeed one of the most well-known financial houses and was formerly among the wealthiest families in the world. The empire was founded in the 18th century by Mayer Amschel Rothschild, and it rose to prominence under the leadership of his 5 sons, Nathan, James, Karl, Solomon, and Amschel. Mayer Amschel thought that retaining the company and the family would guarantee its continued success. He was correct too. Through their successful investments, the Rothschilds gained a strong reputation for sound financial management across Europe. In addition to its home city of Frankfurt, they also had branches in Vienna, Paris, London, and Naples. They were forerunners in the emergence of global finance. The Rothschild family expanded their business operations from a modest company that traded goods and foreign exchange to include financial services for merchants, personal banking, asset administration, purchases and mergers, coverage, venture finance, investments and pensions, debt owed by sovereigns, goods and services. Even now, the Rothschild family still retains considerable financial power. Major infrastructure projects like railroads, tunnels, and bridges are also funded by it. The Suez Canal is conceivably among its most prominent undertakings. Transportation, media, wine, and hotels are some of the other major interests. German-born, the Rothschild family is a powerful and affluent banking dynasty. It rose to prominence in the 18th century when they founded banking companies throughout Europe that specialized in investments and finance. The family has left a lasting legacy that includes major contributions to philanthropy, finance, and cultural organizations. The Rothschild family today has members residing in several nations, and they conduct business abroad. The founder was Mayer Amschel Rothschild. Mayer Amschel Rothschild, 1744 to 1812. Was born and raised in Frankfurt, Germany in the Judengasse, a little street reserved for the 3,000 Jewish citizens of the city. The environment was unforgiving and crammed. On Sundays, Christian holidays, and at night, Jews were not permitted to leave. They were not allowed to go to coffee shops or public gardens, and they were not allowed to walk in groups of more than 2. Mayer Rothschild had early exposure to the business world. Amschel Moses Rothschild, his father, was a currency exchanger and dealer in silk cloth. Sorting coins obtained through Frankfurt's semi-annual trade fairs, which drew buyers and dealers from all across the region, was one of Mayer's first employment. When Mayer was 12, his parents perished from smallpox. He was assigned to work as an apprentice for the well-known Jewish banking business Simon Wolf Oppenheimer in Hanover by his relatives with whom he lived. Mayer gained knowledge about rare coins from nations including the Byzantine Empire, ancient Rome, and Persia, as well as global trade and finance there. Princes and other wealthy individuals were the ones who collected these coins. Courts Jews, or court factors, were the Jewish men who conducted business with them. They were considered to be nobility. The commencement of an empire in banking. At the age of 19, Mayer Rothschild returned to Frankfurt in 1763 and joined his brothers in the commercial company their father had founded. Mayer gained the respect of Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse, who had previously purchased coins from Mayer's father, by turning into a trader of rare coins. For Mayer, this was a crucial economic partnership because it expanded to cover further financial services and aided in the formation of connections with other nobility. After inheriting an enormous fortune, Crown Prince Wilhelm became Wilhelm Ax Landgrave of Hesse-Kassel. Rothschild requested Wilhelm's title of court factor or crown agent in 1769. With this honorary title, Mayer was able to publicly announce that he had served royalty by hanging a shield with the coat of arms of Hessen-Hanau from his home. Mayer wed Gutla Schamper in 1770. She was a courtesan and the daughter of a money changer. The 10 children of the couple were born to her. 5 sons and 5 daughters were born to them. The Rothschild dynasty began in Frankfurt in the 1450s. Increasing and regulating the Rothschild aspect. The French Revolution saw a fast expansion of the Rothschild banking empire. Hessian mercenary soldiers were hired thanks to payments made by Britain, which were made possible by Mayer Rothschild. Rothschild kept a son in Frankfurt and sent his boys to live in Vienna, Paris, London, and Naples in the early 1800s. Mayer Rothschild's children were dispersed throughout Europe, therefore the 5 connected branches effectively became the first bank to operate internationally. Over several centuries, the Rothschild family lent money to governments to finance military operations, giving them plenty of opportunity to amass bonds and create extra riches across a variety of businesses. Mayer Rothschild gave his heirs stringent instructions on how to manage the family's wealth before he passed away. His will established a strict patrilineal system of succession whereby title and property could only pass through the male line and female descendants were prohibited from any direct inheritance because he intended to retain the riches within the family. This had the effect of promoting family member marriages. The international financier Nathan Mayer Rothschild, Nathan, 1777 to 1836, the third of the Rothschild sons who went out on their own, was the most successful. In 1798, Nathan relocated to Manchester, England in order to establish a textile company. Later, in order to make a name for himself as a banker, he relocated to London and founded N.M. Rothschild in 1810. Even now, N.M. Rothschild and Sons is still in business. With 101.6 billion euros in assets under management, the bank recorded 2.97 billion euros in revenue and 606 million euros in net income in 2022. N.M. Rothschild and Sons provided credit to the British government in times of difficulty, just like the other Rothschild banks did. The bank virtually single-handedly financed the war effort during the Napoleonic Wars by overseeing and funding the subsidies the government paid to allies and lending money to pay British troops. Expanding charitable pursuits. Nathan Rothschild made contributions to the Jewish community in a variety of fields. Later, his family extended their altruistic endeavors to include additional people in London and Paris. His initial endeavors were focused on London synagogues. As a result, the United Synagogue was established, a body that assisted in streamlining the reasons behind the smaller synagogues. Family members later contributed to the construction of government buildings and homes, as well as Israel's development. Louise, the youngest of Nathan's children, and her 7 daughters assumed management of some of the 30 Rothschild charity foundations located in Frankfurt. Public libraries, orphanages, hospitals, senior living facilities, and special funds designated for educational purposes were among the establishments covered by these foundations. The Rothschild family is thought to be worth a whopping $1.2 trillion. Financial support for the Jews' free school in London was substantial. The philanthropy of the Rothschilds also enabled educational initiatives in Austria, France, and Israel. Apart from allocating funds for education, the family also donated over 60,000 artworks to public organizations. The Rothschild Foundation was established to support the Rothschild family's efforts to build more social housing in the cities of Paris and London. The Rothschild House in the 1900s. For the following century and a half, the family fortune was eroded by war, politics, and rivalries. The bank liquidated its Naples branch in 1863, and its Frankfurt branch shuttered in 1901 due to the lack of male heirs. In 1938, the Vienna office was closed due to the threat to Jews posed by the Nazi annexation of Austria. During the war, Rothschild's assets in Bordeaux were taken over by the Vichy government in France, and the Nazis seized art and other valuables valued at millions of dollars from the Austrian branch of the family, part of which were returned by the Austrian government in 1998. Rich Rothschild properties were donated to colleges, other institutions, and the governments of France and Britain over time. 3 Rothschild banks existed by the 1970s. Edmond Adolphe de Rothschild's Swiss Bank, 1926 to 1997. The London and Paris branches, and the other. The socialist administration of President François Mitterrand gave the Paris Bank a deadly blow in 1982 when it nationalized it and renamed it Compagnie Européenne de Banque. Edmond supported his cousin Baron David Riena James de Rothschild, 1942, who remained in Paris and founded Rothschild and C Bank in 1987. Despite his independence, in 2003, David became the chair of the combined British and French banks. About 200 years after Mayer Rothschild's 5 sons dispersed across Europe, the interests were united under a single firm in 2008, which was a stakeholder of Paris Orleans, a French enterprise. Entering the 21st century, over the years, the family's wealth has been distributed among heirs and descendants. Currently, Rothschild has investments in a variety of sectors such as real estate, energy, mining, financial services, and humanitarian endeavors. In addition, the family owns over a dozen wineries across the globe. The Rothschild money has always been allocated to closely owned businesses. Rothschild firms are still doing well now. The majority of family members work directly for these companies or have investments in the businesses that provide wealth for the family. The family's extraordinary success has been primarily attributed to their keen interest in teamwork, their entrepreneurial spirit, and the application of wise business practices. The estate of Nathan Rothschild was closely linked to the other family estates and contributed to the total riches that each Rothschild bequeathed to the following generation. Rothschild descendants are still funding international corporate ventures as well as academic, charitable, artistic, and commercial projects. Given the size and scope of the Rothschild family, estimating their net worth is challenging. According to Business Insider, their combined net worth is $1 billion, although some sources put it as high as $1.2 trillion. If you enjoyed our video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content.